I want to tell you this story about this tattoo right here. No, it's not from Sonic the Hedgehog, though a lot of people ask me that. It's actually from an interaction I had in my younger days when I was drumming. I was filling in for a buddy at this high end resort called the Balsams in northern New Hampshire, the type of place where you needed to wear a sport coat past a certain hour. I was seated outside the main dining room, just waiting for my room to get cleaned, and this little old guy sits next to me, and he looks me up and down, and he says, "You're not a guest here." I said, "Sir, you got me. I am not a guest here." He said, "Well, what do you do?" And I told him I was a drummer in the house band. This guy lost his mind. His next question, well, it kind of surprised me. Do you know the history of your instrument? I mean, I kind of knew the history of my instrument. I think we all know that drumming represents the heartbeat, so it predates spoken language, so it kind of makes it the oldest instrument out there. I knew a lot about the technical part of my instrument, rudiments, how to swing, how to read music, how to keep time, but I didn't really understand the depth of the history of my instrument. And well, this little old guy sitting next to me at this high end resort in northern New Hampshire was going to change that. Turns out this little old guy, he's the former ambassador of South Africa. And in his tenure in the job, he spent countless hours with the Bushmen, the most primitive people on the planet. What he found was it wasn't some alpha male, some president, some mayor, some other leader that the group revered most, but rather the drummer. Why? Why the drummer? Well, when you're a primitive tribe that lacks linguistic skills, that lacks modern technology, you rely on social cohesion to get things done. You rely on the group to work together in unison to accomplish tasks so you can produce enough for the entire group. For example, if you're chopping wood and you're going willy nilly chopping wood, you're going to exhaust yourself. You're not going to be able to chop enough wood over time. However, if you are chopping wood to a steady rhythm, and the person working with you following the same rhythm is moving that wood or placing it on the block for you to chop next, you're operating more and more like, well, Gutenberg's press or a modern day machine. As such, you are producing more. You are more efficient. And that's all because the drummer is providing you the rhythm to do that. Now, for these tribes, it wasn't just about working where the drummer fit in, but also partying. Because they didn't have modern linguistic skills to sing a song or modern instruments, they relied on the drum to dance to celebrate to. Many in these tribes came to revere the drummer because they believed the drummer spoke to the gods to get the rhythm, to keep them in time, to produce what they needed to survive, and then to celebrate when they did that. So when this little old guy comes across a drummer at some far out of the way place in northern New Hampshire, he can't help but feel attracted to him and share these stories. And I'm glad he did, because sometimes we overlook just how important our instrument can be.